In today's video, I'm going to do a tour of my home gym and explain some of the costs. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Revelia from ProPhysique.com, and today I'm going to do a tour of my home gym that is still under construction, explain what I've purchased so far, what I've done so far, what my friends have helped me with so far, and discuss, I guess, what my goals will be for the gym in the future. First, let me start with this piece of equipment right here. My friend Steven has got the camera. I'm going to show you this. This is called the Butcher by Rogue. That little torture device is basically for HIIT cardio. I have a very long driveway, and so what we'll do is we'll load it up, we'll sprint down the driveway, we'll sprint back, and I've had it in some of my videos, but that was a part of the package that I got from Rogue. So come over this way. Some Florida Thunder for you. So this is the Rogue Power Rack. I don't know the specific number, you can look it up, whatever. So what we did was, when my wife and I were deciding to buy a home gym, we looked around at all the equipment around, and although Rogue was not the cheapest, it had the best reviews and it had the best history. So what we did was we started looking up a package deal with them. So you can see, like, we got dumbbells right here. It might help if you're on the other side. I don't know. Yeah. So as you can see, I've got dumbbells up to 100. I've got a power rack, and let's go over here and I'll show you what else I got. So this I actually did not get with the initial package. This is a Rogue deadlift platform. So the Rogue deadlift platform was a gift from Team Pro Physique, my clients and friends, and Jason Parisi actually showed up at my competition last year in August with it in the back of his truck. And so that was really cool because everyone decided to just chip in and get me something that I really wanted for my gym. So the Rogue equipment, the dumbbells up to 100 pounds, the dumbbell rack, the squat rack, I got a Rogue power bar. I also got plates up to about 500 pounds total because I'm weak. And I got the deadlift jack as well before I had the deadlift platform. All that combined, I want to say was around $5,000, but here's the trick. With Rogue, they had a deal where shipping was free if you spent $5,000. So when my wife put everything together, and I think it came out to about $4,200. Well, if you spent $4,200 and $800 on shipping, that means it would have cost $5,000, right? Well, we added a few more things. We got this fancy bench right here. I don't know if you saw this. So this is a nice bench from Rogue. It goes from the incline to the flat position. It's also very wide and very sturdy, so that came in very handy. We added a few things like some cables, just to make sure that the order ended up being $5,000, because once the order was $5,000, the shipping was then free. Once the shipping was free, we ended up adding some bumper plates too. If you see the colored plates over there, that's not something I would typically order, but we just had to keep adding stuff to get to that $5,000 total, because once you reach $5,000, the shipping was free. So essentially that $800 of equipment was free for me. Otherwise I would have just paid for the shipping. So that all being what it is, yes, that is not cheap. No, I understand. But when I started looking around and trying to piece a gym together, a high quality rack, dumbbells, all these things, I realized it was going to take me a long time to actually get where I wanted, versus just going ahead, biting the bullet, and spending the money to get what I wanted. And I was very happy when I made the purchase from Rogue. I purchased on a Thursday. We actually hit send on Thursday and paid. The equipment showed up on Monday afternoon. Yes, the following Monday. It showed up on a truck, on a pallet, and we had to get it all off, and it was very exciting. Still had a lot of the garbage left over from then, but anyway, it was a great experience with Rogue, so I highly recommend them as a company, and their equipment is great. It's held up very well, especially in the high heat in my gym. So what else have I added? So that was roughly $5,000. So let's take a look at the floors. Steven's gonna pan down so you can see these floors. So here you go, let's show them kind of, like, this is these are called stall mats, right? So when we started looking around for gym flooring, there are some very expensive, fancy options. But I found an online blog about a guy who had built his own gym, and he talked about stall mats. and how they were very good. So I actually went down to the local like horse and farm store, I don't know what you call it, basically a country store. They have all kinds of stuff like that. And they had stall mats, and they're $40 a piece. Well, luckily my friend Steven came along to help me because they weigh 100 pounds each. So initially we ordered the first half of the gym. So each side of the gym has 11 mats. So the first 11 we bought at one time, right? So 11 times 40, you can do the math, it's $440. So the whole flooring for that side of the gym, $440. And they actually worked out nicely into this shape. Then when I started picking up some extra equipment, which I'll talk about next, we ended up doing this side. So another $440. So far you've got the $5,000 and you've got $880. Now, this piece of equipment right here is obviously a leg press. It's a Body Masters leg press, and it's in fantastic condition. So this was actually found by William Grazione on I want to say it was on Craigslist or something like that. And he found it, and he was going to purchase it. And then when he and his wife were moving and their garage was really full, he decided, you know what, I'm not going to get it. Maybe Paul would like it. Sure enough, I called the guy up. He had a gym down in St. Petersburg, Florida, and I said, what do you want for it? And it was $500 out the door. So I rented a moving truck, which cost me 30 bucks for the day, a couple bucks in gas, drove down to St. Pete. No problem getting it on. This whole assembly comes off, just a couple bolts. It was actually really easy to move, surprisingly. So got it on the truck, got it off the truck, returned the moving truck. So that right there would be $500 and another $30 for the leg press. I don't know the price of the deadlift platform, so I can't add that in. That was a gift, but I'm sure it's a couple $100 if you want to look it up on the Rogue website. The next thing that I did was I talked to my friend Ben Esgro and Ryan Doris, and they had some equipment in a house and they were moving, and they said, do you want to come take a look at it? And I said, sure. So that's where we get this piece right here. So this is a glute ham raise, and it's in really good shape. I haven't like spot cleaned it yet, but this is a fantastic piece of equipment for training the posterior chain, powerlifting. Anybody that does any type of lower body training and uses this, you know how beneficial this is. So Lauren Conlon was quite excited about this. Don't fall backwards. And then this is something I'm really excited about. This is a cable pulley system. My plans right now are to clean this up, paint it either black or red to match the gym. I'm going to keep the pads white. And so this was also in Ben and Ryan's garage, and they also gave me like 10 handle attachments. So all of these handles were included, right? So I got just about every type of handle you can imagine, including like some really wide ones like this, so for lat pull downs, and narrow ones for lat. And then Ryan and Ben gave me both pieces, so all the handles, the cable system, and the glute ham raise for $400. So for $400, I felt like that was a steal. So now, something else about my gym you'll notice, it's a huge 2-car garage. I understand not everyone's gonna be in a position to have a separate 2-car garage from their house. But if you wanna make your own 2-car garage a gym, you possibly could. This is separate from my house, so I'm pretty fortunate in that respect. Now, when I was in Australia last year doing my camps, I had expressed to Steven and Jason that I wanted to paint the gym black. I felt it would be better for cinematography, for going forward when we do our video logs. You know, I use this as a posing studio. That's why I have the space in the middle here. If you look right here, this right here is what I use for the posing studio. So I basically have it set up just like if you were going to be on an NPC stage. So that's basically the idea of why there is no flooring right here, because I want you to be able to walk as if it was a stage. So while I was gone, Steven and Jason took the initiative to paint the entire garage black, which I can't even imagine how much time and effort that took. So I'll forever be grateful for that because it looks just amazing in here. So those are all the costs that I've accumulated for the gym thus far. There's a fridge in here, so you know my wife got a fridge. We keep some drinks in here. We write funny sayings on the front. I haven't really invested much in the sound system yet, as you can see. This is a high quality CD player with Foo Fighters in there. Anybody a Foo Fighter fan? So we haven't quite invested in the surround sound system. There is plumbing in here and there is electrical. So what are the plans for the gym? Well, I'm quite excited to say we are this close to pulling the trigger. If you pan up to the ceiling and you look up, we replaced the lights. These are LED lights and they come out really nice at night. But you'll also notice that the ceiling has nothing in it. It's just an exterior roof on top. It's got a tin roof and it's got the plywood underneath it. Well, that does not insulate very well. So the next step is going to be to finish the ceiling, insulate it, and then cool it professionally. That's right. I'm going to turn this into a fully functional gym that I will be using much more frequently. That's also going to get me excited because I'm going to paint some murals on the wall. I'm going to put my new logo on the wall, and I'm even considering setting up like a desk situation where I can interview some people, podcast style. Not that I'm doing a podcast, but for my YouTube channel. You know, because I have some really smart friends, and I think it'd be a really great environment for having people over to do kind of interviews, events. You know, we've got a lot of stuff going on this year. I've got Katie Rutherford, you know, of course Lane lives close by, Will lives close by, Dr. Campbell. You know, and Tampa's just a great area for fitness. So I'm planning to turn this into a gym, posing studio, interview room, and also professional photography. You know, I think it's really hard for people in the fitness industry to find a place to shoot all the time. So I think it'd be really cool to have a place where you can manipulate the lighting and do the kind of photography that you want to do without having the distractions of the rest of the gym. Steven, can you think of anything I'm forgetting?
That it's hot as balls out here.
Yeah, so for those of you that aren't from Florida, you probably noticed I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I mean, it's cool by Florida standards today, but it's still 90 degrees and swampy. So anyway, that's why I don't train out here on a regular basis right now. I know a lot of people probably think it's silly that I have this much stuff at my house and I hardly ever use it, but my wife uses it quite often. Lauren and Ryan use it probably more often than I do. Even Steven uses it quite frequently. I just know that if I come in here and train, I start to cut things short because it gets so damn hot and so sweaty. It is just a little bit ridiculous. But October, November, December, it gets really nice out and I can start to use the gym a little bit more. And then the big thing is just finishing it, getting the AC in here, getting some plumbing done in here, you know, making this a fully functional space where we can do, like I said, videos, we can do interviews, we can do photo shoots, we can do posing and full-on training. And that's the next step for Pro Physique. So, hope you guys got some information out of that. Yes, I know, I didn't do it the cheapest way possible. I could have gotten a power rack, I could have gotten barbells, I could have done all these things separately. But what was valuable to me at the time was being efficient with it, just getting it done, getting it here and getting it to use, because my wife really wanted to get that set up because she didn't have a lot of time to go to the gym. So I'm not expecting everyone to think that I did the best job building my home gym, but I am really happy with it, and I got a lot of value out of what I've spent so far, and I'm looking forward to, you know, probably purchasing a few machines and just finishing off everything in this gym so it's perfect for me to train in on a daily basis. All right, guys, hopefully you got a lot out of this. Thank you to Steven today for coming by and holding the camera for me. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd appreciate you posting them in below. And I always like new subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. And you guys have an awesome Wednesday. This is Paul. Have a good day.